Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first voiceover ever and I'm kind of nervous, but we'll just see how it goes. I think everything will be okay. So my plan for this speed paint is to do a little Q&A, get to know me, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes, I guess. I finally got a new microphone so that I'm able to do these types of videos. I've wanted to do these for so long, but I was using a really bad microphone. For this speed paint, I'm doing a mood board challenge. It's a collab with Daxani Art. I'll link her Instagram and YouTube in the description. And the challenge was to create a mood board for each other, and then you'd have to create a drawing out of it. This is the mood board that she sent me. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen. And yeah, that's kind of what this drawing is. For this Q&A, there are a few people who have asked multiple questions, so some questions are asked by the same person. I hope that's okay. I really like the questions I picked, and I thought there were 12 questions, but I cannot count. It's 11 questions. And yeah, I hope you like this video. So on with the Q&A. The first question is pet peeves as an artist. This question is very hard to answer because I don't really have many pet peeves. I don't get annoyed that easily or triggered. I do have two pet peeves, and they're both, well, one of them is very common. And it is people saying that my style looks like anime or manga. I mean, I can understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, not every art style is anime or manga. Please stop saying that my art looks like that. And the other one is, well, I don't really know if this counts as a pet peeve. I think it's like more of an insecurity that I have. It's when people ask me to draw something that I simply cannot draw, or something that I think I can't draw. This happens with commissions sometimes, where people ask me, for example, I had this one client who asked me to draw her with headphones on, and I was like, yeah, but I can't draw headphones. I mean, in the end it looked fine, but I don't know. It's kind of hard, because you have to satisfy the customer, but at the same time, it's hard to do what they want if you don't want to do it, if that makes any sense. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it counts as a pet peeve, because I think it's more of an insecurity that I have, that I think I can't draw certain things that people want me to. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is, I'm actually very nervous, not gonna lie. I don't know why, I'm so afraid of messing this up somehow. Okay, let's just move on. Do you have any pets? Asked by shorty.art. I have 3 cats. They're all very cute, and they all, well, 2 of them have kind of weird names. I'll put some pictures up on the screen. My cat's name is Marley, Sammy, and Asriel, and that's how you pronounce the names in English. They're kind of Dutch names, but even for Dutch names, they're kind of weird. Asriel is actually inspired by the cat from the Smurfs, but like the Dutch version of it. My dad came up with these names, by the way. I totally wouldn't have named them like this. So, yeah. 2 people basically asked, how did you get into drawing? Mar.I am kind of said it in a half English, half Dutch way, but her English is kind of, yeah. She's my friend, so I'm allowed to say that. I got into drawing by watching this YouTuber that I was really into. I'm still into him, actually. His name is Jacksepticeye. He's a Let's Player and records video games, but he had a girlfriend at the time, and I was like, oh, who is she? And then I found out she was doing digital art, and I watched some of her videos, and I was like, how is this possible? And I was pretty much interested right away. I was like, how could you do such a thing? It's so awesome, and it looks really complicated. And as I was watching more of her videos, I actually got more digital art videos recommended to me. This is also how I found out about an artist called Leslie Lou Mary, and she was posting a lot of tutorials on how to get started and what programs to use in tablets and all that crap. So yeah, I was like, fuck it, let's try it. And that's pretty much how I got into it. And it was really hard at the beginning, but as time went on, I kind of started liking doing it, and I was like, yeah, let's just keep doing this. Yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. Mira.appy asks, what do you struggle with the most? Normally I would say anatomy, and this has been my answer pretty much forever, but this drawing was very hard for me. So I would add lighting. You can see me later on in the speed paint, you can see me struggle with the lighting a lot. And perspective. Perspective is something that's also very hard for me, as I found out. But that's why I like drawing it, so that I can like discover and learn and experience. And those are all good things. SRAdraws asked, who has most inspired you to pursue art? And Marin K Art asked, are there certain artists who have influenced your style the most? I put those questions together because I feel like, well, they're not the same question, but they do look alike, and my answers for both questions are kind of the same. So I'm gonna put up some artists on the screen who have inspired me the most and who have influenced my art the most. I think the artist who has really motivated me to keep me going was Naomi Kanini. She's been around a long time, and even when I wasn't doing digital art, she popped up in my exploration feed on Instagram, and I immediately fell in love with her art. So yeah. And as the artist who influenced my style, it's definitely Sonia. Yeah, my style and her style look a lot alike, at least in my eyes. Yeah, sometimes I feel kind of bad because I look at my art and then I look at hers and I'm like, oh god, it looks like I copied her or something. But maybe that's just my insecurity talking, I don't know. But yeah, the other artists that are on screen right now have also inspired me a lot, like the ways I color, the ways I shade. They're all inspired by these artists, and they're amazing people, and I definitely recommend checking them out on Instagram if you can. Artistic Quinty asked how to deal with social anxiety. Now, I myself have social anxiety, and I actually go to therapy to kind of learn and deal with that. But yeah, even though I'm getting treatment for it, it's still really hard to deal with it, if that makes any sense. And social anxiety is something that so many people have. It's like, it's so popular nowadays. Yeah, since I started therapy, I do notice that I've been getting better at being social, but I don't really know if I can give any tips. I think there's one good tip that I can give, and that's to ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen? And if you've asked yourself that, ask, is it bad? Like, for example, you're gonna ask someone something. Yeah, say you're getting a haircut, but you have to make an appointment, so you're gonna call and be like, do you have time? And you have to ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen? And the worst thing is probably that they're gonna say, no, we don't really have time. And then you have to ask yourself, is that a bad thing? Of course, I don't know what the situation is, but I don't think it's a bad thing if the barbershop says, sorry, we don't have time. But yeah, it's very hard. This question is probably the hardest question I have because I deal with this myself, and yeah, I'm not really good at being social, but hey, we're all trying. And yeah, I don't know how bad your social anxiety is, but you can always ask for help. Like, ask your parents, or you could even ask a stranger, or just say like, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm not really social. I don't know how to ask certain things. Like, it's okay to ask for help, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I wish you good luck with social anxiety. Not just the person who asked, anyone watching. Social anxiety it's so hard to overcome. I think it's impossible to overcome, but there is always a way to make it a little easier on yourself. And I'm rambling, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, moving on. Mira asked again, what's your favorite thing to draw? My favorite thing to draw are eyes, but also earrings. I love drawing earrings, especially designing them. I feel like earrings can be so much more than what you see in shops. Like the earrings you see in shops are like just, you know, silver, gold, those basic earrings. I feel like you can go so much further with them. So yeah, I really like designing earrings, and yeah, that's my answer. I also like adding blush to characters. I don't really know if this counts as drawing because it's kind of a shading method. But I really like giving characters this blush effect because it makes them look more alive and human, I guess. Mar.im asked, how long are you doing these art things but in the worst English I've ever seen? I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, no, but I know her in real life. She's a good person, and I like making fun of her. We're all good here. We're all having a laugh. I've been drawing pretty much since the summer of 2016. So I've been drawing like a little over 3 years now. God, it doesn't feel that long, to be honest. It feels shorter somehow. I don't know how, but yeah. 3 years, man, that's a long time. Tukali asked, do you have any tips for someone who wants to start taking commissions? It's kind of a hard question because I've been doing commissions for only a year, and so far I've only had good experiences, which there's nothing wrong with that, but because I didn't have any bad experience, I didn't really get to learn much. At least that's what it feels like. Yeah, I don't really have any good tips. The only tip I really have is to base your pricing on the amount of followers you have. Because like, realistically speaking, like, no offense, but if you have 10 followers and you're gonna price your commissions like 100 each, then no one's really gonna pay for it. If that makes any sense. I'm sorry if it sounds harsh. You should also base your pricing on the amount of hours you're working on your drawing, and of course the amount of detail. Like if you would do a full shaded piece, that would be the most expensive one. But if you would just do a simple sketch with like no background or anything like that, then that should be the cheapest one. I actually know of 2 artists, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I know one for sure, but the other one I'm not sure. But they have posted a commission video themselves, and I will link that in the description if I can find it. They have a lot more experience in commissions than I do, and I think they can give better tips than I can. So I'm sorry if this answer isn't really what you were hoping for, but that's just how it is sometimes. I've been speaking for a long time, and I don't know if I'm speaking fast or slow or just the right amount of I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna cut this out, but I'm really just nervous. Even though I'm talking to myself basically, but it's just so weird. It's the first time I'm doing this, and I don't know what I think about it. I just need to calm down for a second, because I don't know, this is not really my strong suit. Maybe it's the social anxiety talking, but this is just so weird. I'm sorry, I'm gonna move on. Okay, I'm gonna totally not pronounce his name right, but I'm gonna try. Ali Lias asked, how long do your drawings take you on average? This depends on a lot of things, like the amount of people that are in the drawing, the level of detailing, and how much of the body is shown. Because like if I would do a simple headshot of one person, that would take like 2 hours max, I think. But if I were to draw 2 people with full bodies, then that would take forever. At the end of every speed paint I post, you can see how long a drawing took me. I would say average though, between 2 and 5 hours, but again, this depends on a lot of things. I don't know how long I'm supposed to talk for because I don't know how long the video is gonna be. But we're already on our last question, and it's from Marin K Art again, and she asked, what are your future plans for art? Now this is a very good question to end this video on. My future for art is definitely more voiceovers, since I have a new microphone and I'm finally able to do it. Like, I've been wanting to do these types of videos for years, and now that I finally can, it feels amazing. So I think I'm making more of these voiceovers, and hopefully I'll get over this weird feeling I have. For the rest, I think I would continue doing commissions, maybe step the prices up a little bit, I don't know. And I do have a plan on opening a shop, like an Etsy shop at some point, but I need to get a lot of stuff done for that. Like, first of all, I have to wait until I'm 18, because right now I'm almost 18. But I'm not allowed to open a shop while I'm under 18. So I'm waiting for that, and then when that's done, I would have to get all the products ready, and then I'd have to like make pictures of it, and I don't know, I'm so inexperienced with these kind of things. And yeah, shipping and all that. I don't know how that's gonna go down, but we'll see. But I definitely want to try it at least. I hope I'll be drawing in the future. I hope to be working on maybe bigger projects, because this year I've been doing a lot of headshots and have bodies here and there, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I haven't really been challenging myself. Like with this drawing, I drew a background, which I literally never do. I always, like, the background is always just a solid color, and it's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's just so simple, and I feel like I have to challenge myself more and step out of my comfort zone. So I kind of hope that in 2020 that I'll be more out of my comfort zone and just create more that's out of my, again, comfort zone. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. Like I said, I'm so nervous that it's gonna affect the way I speak and what I say. But yeah, those were the 11 questions. Now that I'm looking at the audio, which is right now 16 minutes, and I don't know how long the speed paint is, but maybe I should have put more questions in, or maybe less. I'm so not sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I hope you did too. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced some of the names that are in here, and I'm sorry if some of the answers aren't really what you're looking for, or if you don't like the answers. I'm trying my best, and I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can. Okay, that was the last question. Now on with the speed paint. Thank you so much for watching. Shit. guess that means you made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I think every time I'm gonna add a little end card, I'm gonna talk over it as well, because why the hell not? I'm able to do that. And a fun little fact, I had to edit out a lot of ums in this audio. I probably left some of them out, so if you hear them, then I'm sorry, I guess. I'm sorry if it annoys you in the first place. Yeah, there we go again. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do whatever the hell you feel like doing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!